Hey everybody, Handy Matt here, back with another video in my Weekend Warrior Guide for the Average Fisherman series. So in this video, we're going to go over the Texas rig. This is a standard rig, it's a staple, you're going to use it all the time. We're going to go over the two common hooks you're going to use, the two common knots you're going to use. I'm going to show you how to rig a worm on both of those hooks weedless, and I'm going to show you 3 options for weight when you're presenting this lure. So let's start with the hooks that we're going to use is our extra wide gap offset and our round bend offset. Okay, these are the ones you're going to see, you're going to use. And the 2 knots that you're going to use the most is going to be the Palomar and the improved clinch knot. Now, you would have seen the Palomar knot in my drop shot video if you've watched that. If not, I'll put a link to it up here, I think. And but I'm not going to go over those knots in this video. It's just too time consuming. I want to keep this short for you guys. So I'm going to show you how to rig these weedless. It's pretty simple, really. You just want to measure up your worm. Make sure that you got your measurement up here at this this little offset, okay? And when you hook this, you're going to hook it right through the center, okay? Nose right down, and you're going to try to come out about the same distance as the length of your offset, all right? So you're going to end up, with it halfway nose hooked, entered through the middle there, okay? Swing that all the way around and go ahead and pop that up on your offset. So now you're set up real nice on your offset. Measure this up to see where the hook is going to enter and exit that worm. And real important with the extra wide gaps is when you go through this worm, you want to go vertically through it. So you want to go in and out at a 90-degree angle. So when you get, when you go through the worm with the hook, it looks like that. So when you pull it all the way through, that hook will lay down nice and flat against that worm, right? So now to rig this weedless, you're going to do something called Texposed, which is you're going to grab this center section here and just give it a little bit of a stretch up. Let the hook rest against the plastic, the tip, and then let it relax again. So you're going to bury that tip just a touch inside that plastic. This is going to keep you weedless. It's going to keep you from pulling those little bits of grass and muck from the bottom. But when the fish hit it and you set your hook, it's going to pull out of there real quick, real easy. You see it'll pop right up. So rigging the round bend hook, very similar. The only difference is, all right, so you're going to do the same thing. You're going to hook it right down the center, come out, try to match the length of the offset. The difference here is it lays a little differently on the hook. So what we want to have is that tip just barely poking through the surface. So you're going to go in and you're going to push this through the plastic at an angle until, I can get this nice and close, until your tip just comes out of that worm. I mean just barely. So we'll see if you can, yeah. So just a little bit out of there. If it's not perfect, it doesn't have to be perfectly straight. I really don't think the fish care. I've put some ugly worms in the water and still got bit. So that's how you rig both these weedless. That tip just inside the plastic there. Now weighting options for these. So option number 1 is, there you go, weightless. These worms have enough weight, you can flip it out no problem. And I have found in my experience, you catch more fish without the weight. You get a nice finesse presentation. Every little movement of the tip of the rod kicks this thing around real nice. You'll get a nice light flutter, slow coming down, which is where you're going to get most of your strikes. It's important to be patient when you're fishing weightless. So take your time, let this rest all the way to the bottom, take a breath, pop it again. Slow and steady wins the race with the weightless on this one. So for our weighted options, now we're going to do this backwards. Obviously, when you're weighting this, your weight's going to have to go on the line first, and then tie your hook on. So weighting this, you're going to need 2 things. Okay, you're going to need bobber stoppers. All right, little rubbery, buy a little pack like this. If you don't know how to use them, I'll make a different video and show you. I rarely use these, and I'll explain that in my next weight here. And you're going to use these bullet weights. These come in all kinds of of weights. I got these. This is pretty big right here. This is a 1/4 ounce, which is big for what I fish. I usually use something smaller, like an 1/8 ounce. But what you're going to have when you set this line up, you're going to put your bobber stopper on first. Okay. Then this guy's going to go on first, obviously, but we're going to do it a little backwards here for the purpose of the video. So with the weight on, then you tie your hook on, you have that bobber stopper, and you set that bobber stopper down. So what you're going to have is this nice, snug on, you've essentially made a jig for yourself, and this is going to get you down to the bottom faster. You know, you can pull it through. It's a jig. You know, your Texas rig on a little jig you made. Now the one I prefer, what I do the most here, and I know I'm probably going to catch some crap from you guys for this, from some of you real diehards. I like to throw on a bead, then my bullet weight, and I do this without a stopper on it. Now, there's a specific circumstance I use this, and I'll explain it. I use this in heavily stained water. Summertime, when you're not ideal conditions and you're trying to attract as much attention to your bait as possible. So you end up looking like this. And the reason I do it like this without a stopper is every time that comes to rest, those are going to slide off the line a little bit, and when I snap it up, it's going to click down, it's going to make a little thud. So in the heavily stained water, when the fish might not see this, they'll hear that click. It'll get you more looks, and you get more looks and you'll get more strikes. So that's it. That's the Texas rig, explained as simply as I can. So if you have any comments, please leave them below. Like, subscribe. I'm going to be posting a lot more of these videos in the future. And please, in the comments, tell me if there's something you want to see, something you want to explain better, anything you want from me so I can make this channel better for you. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.